The doors were still open, but inside, it felt different. The booths that once buzzed with students and office chatter sat nearly empty. A lone barista wiped down the counter, glancing at unsold pastries. Once, finding a seat at Panera during lunch was nearly impossible. Now, it feels like a ghost town. How did the healthier fast food pioneer go from a cozy lunch favorite to a brand people forgot? To understand Panera's fall, we have to revisit where it all began and where it began to unravel. Section 1. The rise of a new kind of restaurant. In the 1980s, a small bakery called the St. Louis Bread Company did something rare. It wasn't greasy fast food, nor was it fine dining. It was something in between. Fresh bread, warm soup, real plates. The concept felt homey and honest. When rebranded as Panera Bread, it exploded in popularity. The company captured a growing craving for food that felt clean, wholesome, and human. The smell of fresh bread, cozy booths, and free Wi-Fi created more than a meal. It created a feeling. By the 2000s, Panera was everywhere. For students, it was a hangout. For remote workers, an office away from home. For families, the healthy night out. It nailed the sweet spot between comfort and convenience. But when a brand grows too fast, it risks losing its soul. For Panera, that moment came in 2017. Section 2. The private equity era. In 2017, Panera was bought for $7.5 billion by Jab Holding Company, a massive private equity group behind Krispy Kreme and Peet's Coffee. At first, the deal looked promising. More funding, expansion, innovation. But private equity rarely buys for love. Their goal is profit, fast. That means cutting costs, simplifying operations, and automating wherever possible. Soon, Panera's once welcoming cafes started to feel corporate. Bread wasn't baked fresh nightly anymore. Recipes were simplified, ingredients outsourced. The once artisan menu began tasting mass-produced. The shift from community to corporation was subtle at first, but customers felt it. The warmth that once defined Panera began to fade. Section 3. The price problem. For years, people paid extra at Panera because it felt worth it. You weren't just buying lunch. You were buying quality and comfort. But gradually, prices rose while portions shrank. The beloved "You Pick Two" combo, once an affordable treat, was suddenly pushing $15 to $17. Social media filled with posts about tiny sandwiches and half-filled soup bowls. Panera had built its empire on perceived value. Once that vanished, its high prices started to sting. Customers began to ask, why am I paying premium prices for food that doesn't feel special? While Panera's loyal base grew frustrated, new fast casual players were waiting in line to take their place. Section 4. Outpaced by the competition. When Panera first launched, it practically invented the fast casual category. But by the 2000s, it had competition everywhere. Chipotle was serving customizable, fresh meals at lightning speed. Sweet Green turned salads into a lifestyle. Starbucks became the de facto workspace with coffee and comfort. Even Chick-fil-A rebranded itself around friendly service and cleaner ingredients. Suddenly, Panera wasn't modern anymore. It was middle of the road. Competitors had sharper identities. Chipotle had customization, Starbucks had community, Sweet Green had sustainability. Panera, meanwhile, couldn't decide what it was. A bakery? A cafe? A health brand? A coffee shop? Trying to be everything, it became nothing in particular. Section 5. The Charged Lemonade Controversy. Panera's Charged Lemonade was meant to be a bold innovation. a caffeinated lemonade to rival energy drinks. But few realized just how much caffeine it contained. A large cup had more caffeine than several cans of Red Bull combined. When reports surfaced of severe health reactions and even deaths linked to the drink, public outrage exploded. Though Panera later added warning labels and began phasing it out, the damage was done. A brand once associated with health and honesty now looked careless and deceptive. Section 6. The frozen food revelation. The next hit came from a viral TikTok. A Panera employee filmed themselves dunking a sealed bag of mac and cheese into boiling water. Customers were stunned. For years, Panera had marketed its food as freshly prepared. The video shattered that illusion. It turned out many Panera dishes were pre-packaged: soups, pastas, even bread partially baked in factories and reheated in stores. Former employees revealed that overnight, bakers had been laid off, replaced by pre-made dough. Panera's defining promise, warm, freshly baked authenticity, turned out to be a marketing myth. Section 7. When private equity eats culture, Panera's story mirrors a larger trend in corporate America. Private equity firms buy beloved brands, strip away identity, and chase quick profits until the soul is gone. It happened to Toys R Us, Sears, and now Panera. When efficiency replaces purpose, customers notice. Panera's decline wasn't one scandal. It was trust slowly eroding. People didn't stop coming over a single overpriced sandwich. They stopped because the warmth disappeared. What once felt human now feels mechanical. The brand that once baked bread overnight now reheats mac and cheese. And that loss isn't just practical, it's emotional. Can Panera come back? Panera still stands, but the spark is missing. Quieter dining rooms, smaller portions, forgettable food. The chain has tried coffee subscriptions, grocery lines, and new menu items, but none feel genuine. Customers don't want gimmicks. They want the Panera that felt real. Can it return? Maybe. If Panera focuses again on fresh food and community over profit, it might rebuild trust. But if it keeps chasing margins instead of meaning, its story will stay a warning. Once you trade authenticity for efficiency, it's almost impossible to get it back.